Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do this look. I got some new makeup. I got the most beautiful eyeshadow palette I've ever seen in my whole life. This is from YSL. And I also got the new Face Bond from Urban Decay. So a pretty in-depth review of both of these products. If you wanna see how we got this look, just keep watching. Get ready with me. I'm going out to dinner with grandma and my sisters who are in town. My oldest sister flew out, my uncle flew out, my grandma flew out. Haven't seen my uncle or my grandma in like over a year. And I want to wear cute makeup because we're going to a cute restaurant. I'm probably gonna have some drinks and I got this cool new stuff. I'm gonna show you. Urban Decay sent this coolest thing over here. They sent the all-nighter spray. I kind of got into this, as you can see. The new foundation that you don't have to set. I'll give you my thoughts on this. Little clippies and a sponge. I used this yesterday. So I'm gonna I'll start with skin because I wanna talk about this already. I put this on yesterday. It's a little dark for me, but the formula is very thin and they say that it's like no setting. You don't have to set this. Let me read the label. Waterproof foundation up to 24 hours wear, 3% niacinamide, can't feel coverage. So, okay, it is can't feel coverage. Actually, you can feel it a little bit, but it's like transfer resistant. I wore it to Pilates yesterday and they did not have the AC on in there. They don't turn the AC on in WeHo. I don't know what is wrong with these people. I think they want it to be a little hot. If the weather permits, I think they kind of like get off on that. It's like torture chamber. So I wore this there to see how it performed and it was lovely. It was transfer proof. I didn't sweat through it. I don't really sweat that much on my face, but it was really, really nice. The only problem is this is obviously not my color, but it does match my spray tan. So also this is the Touche Éclat. I'll tell you about this too. The only thing that I'm not really agreeing with is the whole you don't have to set it. So you don't have to set it to be transfer resistant. Like yesterday after my workout, I put a receipt on my face to see if anything would come off and it really didn't. It seemed like just like oil that would always be on my face came off. On oily skin types, it's not matte enough if you like a matte finish. I like a satin finish, but I could definitely see myself getting to be a disco ball in this and having to powder just to mattify a little bit. However, I do find it easier to mattify a satin finish than to work with a matte finish foundation. But I'm just saying this because they say you don't have to set it. Also, this is the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat Radiant Touch. This was a gift as well, and we're gonna use their beautiful palette, also a gift. It's not very much coverage. I wish it was a little bit more coverage. Because see, it's just, by the time you blend it, it's sort of gone. But my friend Jessica, we met in makeup school and this is the only concealer that she'll use in her pro kit because she works in HD film and television and on commercials, like she works for like Aritzia and that one company who makes the down coats, Arc'teryx or something. And she says this is the only concealer that she can use because it's undetectable. So if you like something natural, this is very natural. It's also not creasy. And like I said, my friend uses it in film and television. She says it's like the best thing ever for that. So now let's get into the shadows. This is the most beautiful palette and I've tried it. I've worn it for a couple days now. Very, very high quality, very lovely. So we're gonna do a pretty basic look with this. Just starting with that matte shade. There's 2 mattes and 2 shimmers, and this is the compact in the shade 400, the Couture Mini Clutch. Let me tell you, I've had this in my Sephora bag for over a year, but I could never quite justify the cost because I'd never tried these eyeshadows before. So I bought one for my sister and then I got to borrow it, and it was very nice, but it kind of satisfied the itch, so I was like, I don't need it. I have 12 Pat McGrath palettes, but I gotta say this is really nice to have. Sometimes I've heard people complain about higher end eyeshadows, but I think with higher end eyeshadows, they're made for the average woman. They're not really made for like social media for people to be like, oh my God, the pigment, the pigment. It's more for the everyday woman and ease of use for that customer. And because of this, they're super soft, easy to blend. And some people will say, oh, it's not pigmented, but really it's just made to be more natural. And if you want more pigment out of that, you just have to layer it a little bit more, because these really do melt into themselves. So it's not a must, but it is definitely a luxury, and it's nice to have. Money is obviously put into the packaging more. Like something like this or Pat McGrath, part of that heavy cost is because these are like, I mean, this is self-explanatory. That's leather on the front. And this is heavy. I don't know if you've ever picked one of these up, but it's like a gold brick. It's heavy. If you drop it, it's not going to shatter. Whereas if you drop a Colourpop, the other day I dropped a Colourpop. Look at it now. It's not ruined, but it has to be repaired. That shadow is broken, and now the ones around it are suffering. And I'm a Colourpop stan. I love Colourpop, but I heard something interesting about them too. So people will say like, oh, it's more pigmented for what you paid for, but you actually get less because those eyeshadows are made to be really easy blending, no fallout. So they whip them. And because they're whipped, there's more air in those pans than in a pan like this. Also, this pan is totally level, so if you drop this, it's gonna survive the drop. So at least you know that your investment is pretty much protected. Because I also heard somebody just say that they reached out to Colourpop because something shipped on the way and they basically refused to replace it because it's so affordable they can't afford to, quote unquote. I don't know if that's true, but it's something that I read in a Reddit thread. There are some good affordable eyeshadows out there. My favorite is actually just to wait and shop Viseart sales, because these go on for 50% off, and then a palette like this ends up being like 20, 25 bucks, including shipping, and these are amazing quality as well. A little less goes into these packaging, but these are kind of like a industry professional staple, and a lot of the users of this brand take these out and put them into other palettes anyway, because this is a makeup artist catered to brand. Now I'm just gonna do kind of a smoky liner. If I'm quick enough, I'm gonna try to make it a smoky liner. Blend, 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 blend. Let's add some of that dark shadow to it. This on its own makes a very nice smoky eye. I did it the other day. Oh, I just realized my hair fell out of my clippy. Also, I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with this, because as soon as I reach the end of it, I'm pissed, but while I'm using it, I'm liking it because it sharpens itself. I think it's like a little bit wasteful because it sharpens every single time. Like, I don't need it to be sharpened, but as soon as you put it into the cap, it sharpens it again. And I like that it's always ready to go, but I don't like that I run out of it so quickly. So, I don't know. Oh, also you guys, I have to show you my bed. I don't know if you can see in the background. I got a cow print bed and I haven't been able to shut up about it. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw it because I can't shut up about it, but I haven't posted anything here yet because I made a little video of the unboxing process because it was very, very easy. Like, I put the whole bed together myself, which is pretty much unheard of. I can't do stuff like that. But the video was just, it was at night and it was a mess in here. But it's this brand called Soft Frame Designs, and they make these beds where basically like they roll out of a box. I was able to unpack the whole thing. I'll show you at the end. Also, I got this brown YSL mascara as a gift as well. I haven't tried it yet. I don't like this formula, but I do like this burgundy kind of reddish brown, because a lot of browns, like I've said before, are cold and ugly. I love warm tones, so let's try it and see if it's good. The formula in the past has done a weird thing on me. Like, it's like I've put too much and it like balls up in a weird way, and then when you wash this off, it stains your face. But I love this color, and I think maybe if this color goes on nicely, then I'll love it, you know? Because I don't have another brown mascara that's in such a lovely tone. I have some that are a little bit grayish brown, and I just don't love that. And actually it's going on really nicely. I wonder if the formula changes a little bit with the color or if it's the same. I don't know, because this looks good to me. Might take some more use. Also, sorry about the noise today. There's people outside blowing with their leaf blowers. And then I'm also using a mic that is not as good as my usual one, but I lent out a spare camera to a friend so he could take some engagement photos of his friends. And my other mic is in the camera bag. I'm so disappointed in myself for doing that. Okay, this I love. I actually love it. And I wonder if I could stain my black lashes with this. Like, I wonder if they would take the color or if it's just no use. Because this is so pretty. And the formula is working well for me. I can't stop adding more. Maybe that's my problem. I put too much mascara on every time, but I like this. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to add some lashes, but let's see how far we get without them. I'm a bit too yellow in this foundation, so let's try to warm me up. Pink blush will also help with that. If your foundation is a little too yellow, do pink blush or peach just to cut that olivey tone if it's just not a right match for you. I find pink to be really brightening when things are looking like not quite right. I would not ever pick this shade of foundation for me, but this was sent to me blind by the brand. Like I guess they just guessed, or maybe I took a survey or something. A lot of times when brands want to send foundations, I always wondered about this until I started making videos. So they send you like a survey and you put in your information and you take like a little skin quiz, like what shade are you in between here and here? Pick. What about here and here? Pick. And then they kind of like match you to one of their products, and it's not always right. This pink blush, I love it so much. Colourpop Little Vibe. They only have these on Flip. Do you know what the Flip app is? I feel like every video I'm talking about this, but I was looking for this today to tag it because I used it in a TikTok. It's only on Flip, and everywhere else it's either discontinued or they're repackaging it. Colourpop has been changing things a lot lately, and I don't know if it's because they're getting rid of things or because they're repackaging. I don't know. I'm going to add a couple fake freckles, and I'm going to show you the quickest way to do this without using that Flicker crazy product, because that's insane. So a quick way for some freckles, this is a kimchi one, is just to dot your finger like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I don't know, a bunch of times like this. Don't look under my nail. And then just get them on. Those are a little thick, but it doesn't matter because you have to do this several times and they blend out to like nothing. And I have no patience, even though I've been, I do makeup all the time. Like I just can't sit here all day. I have these kind of like parasocial relationships with all these other makeup artists, and they'll be like, oh my God, this makeup look took me 4 hours. I'm like, how? You know all the people who do those crazy makeups? Well, those crazy makeups, like the face paints, they're transformative, or there's this, that takes hours. And then when these artists, these makeup artists get casted on these TV shows, they have to speed it up. And then their work doesn't look as good, and it's not the best representation of them because really they just need the time. It's also why I would be too scared to go on any TV show in terms of like makeup. I would go on reality TV and fuck it up. Like a dating show. Oh yeah, I would do that. Get myself a nice boyfriend, make some money. But I would never go on a makeup TV show because you're not given the time, and I would be so embarrassed when I mess something up and then everybody in the world tells me I suck. Oh, I couldn't handle that. Let's pop on a couple of velours, and I'm gonna try to put a ton of brown mascara on them, or this burgundy. Let's just pop 3 on. My mirror is so far away from me. I swear when I'm filming, sometimes I look at the footage back and I'm like, oh, that's not quite right, because my mirror, you should see, my mirror is quite far to be doing makeup. I'm gonna do the second eye off camera, but this is how it looks. Take this color, so let's try it. It's hard to put mascara on these really, really wispy lashes because it really takes. But I think because it's not black, I think it's working and I think it's pretty cute, but I'm gonna take a clean spoolie and just get it off the ends. And then since I already feel like I'm wearing too much makeup, let's line the waterline and just run with it. I haven't done Glam on the channel in a while, so why don't we just do Glam. This is Sunnyvale by Colourpop, one of my favorite brown liners because, again, just like this mascara, it has this warmth to it. Like, it's like a burgundy. It's still brown. It's not too red, but it has enough red to really pop. Blue, green eyes, brown eyes, all eyes. Now, because I'm so yellow, I need to use my lavender powder today. I'm gonna do lavender under the eye, and I'm gonna do Givenchy under the cheekbone because this can be a little too lavender for the whole face. I mean, look at that. This is by Koh Gen Do. I think it's discontinued, but I got it on Yes Style like a month ago, and I think it's still on there. And I'm gonna really lock this face in because I want to be one and done with the makeup. Givenchy. And again, you don't have to set this foundation, but because of the color, I don't really see another option. Also, my other sister is hounding me for a palette. So you know how I just made this YouTube short and TikTok making my little sister a makeup palette from my collection. And now my oldest sister just sent in all caps a message. What about me? What about grandma? And it's like, I only just found out they both were coming here. So I don't have the palettes. I order the palettes from Amazon. I'm like, you're not gonna like what I have to say. I don't have the palettes. BYOP. Bring your own palette. I will make her one now that she's demanded for one. But I didn't know she was coming. So if I knew, I ordered 2 palettes because yesterday she said something similar. So I ordered 2 palettes, but they're not going to be here until Saturday. And I doubt on Saturday I'm going to be filming anything and making it. Like, Saturdays are to enjoy. Maybe she'll get a palette. Maybe she'll get a palette in hand on her visit, or maybe I'll have to mail it to her. Now, I want to bring back the dew of the skin without being too colorful. So I'm going to use a little bit of this Purlisse Blush BB Glow. And I'm going to tap that right around here. Oh, turns out I'm looking pretty colorful, but... Oh, I should have used the Lumi Glotion. You don't want to use a blush that's too hard to blend because it could pick up the product underneath it. But if you have a really glossy, easily blending blush, then that would be the perfect one to use. I'm already wearing Sephora's Iconic Nude on the lip. This is an eyebrow pencil, and I'm just doing this because my Iconic Nude rolled under the chair that I'm sitting on, and I can't reach it, and I'm too lazy to get up. So let's use KKW. Is this? Yeah, let's use KKW because I only ever want to use Bosom Friend, but it's discontinued. And then in the comments, people always ask me what it is, and then I feel bad and guilty. And I'm going to top it off with YSL Nude Lavalier. It is not nude. It is pink. That's very pretty, but it's not nude. And one thing I do want to do just really quick is I just want to pull this out a little bit with this bronzer from Kiko Milano. I did buy this from London. They only have it on their website, and it might ship from London only. Otherwise, there's one from Ulta, but it's a different formula. In this formula, it has a little slight sparkle to it, which I really like. My hooded eyes, oh, man, the older I I get, my eyes have been changing a little bit, and it's harder for me to figure out how to kind of go beyond this crease without it looking too makeup-y. And I find my favorite way to do it is just with bronzer. I don't like shadow up here, but bronzer is okay, I think, because it's just a few shades darker and it's in a somewhat natural category. And then last step, I'm just gonna sweep this across the nose and a little bit over here, because why not? Not too much on the forehead, because the forehead is already giving a little bit of Oompa Loompa. Oh wait, oh my god, I forgot to use the spray. So Skindinavia is the brand that manufactures this. I think, oh yeah, look, it even says Urban Decay by Skindinavia. Skindinavia is the brand that every single makeup artist uses. So this is kind of one of the only sprays that I ever really recommend, because unless you need a fixing spray to kind of melt the powder into the foundation, that makes sense. Not ideal for oily skin. And then some of the other setting sprays, they just wet the face and mess things up. So Skindinavia is the one that I use in my pro kit, and now this will probably added to my pro kit as well, because I don't spray too much. But I will say I really like that they are the ones manufacturing this, because Skindinavia, it's just a makeup artist loved product, and me included. It's professional, it's good, it makes the makeup last. So I'll be trying this one. I actually haven't tried this one in a long time because I've been using Skindinavia, and the formula of the Skindinavia that I have is the primer spray, but I use it before and after. So I don't know, I might need to compare and see how different they actually are, but let's give this a light spray, not too much. Yeah, smells like Skindinavia. Okay, I feel good about this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Oh, and let me quickly show you my bed. This is just a smidgen of it, but this is my headboard. It's kind of hard on a docked camera, but you see this is the base of the bed. I got the bolster pillow, it's sold separate, and then the headboard. And you just put a box spring under this, put this thing over the box spring, and then you put the headboard behind it, and it's just attached to the wall with the weight of the mattress. So I fucking love it. Goodbye.